Inside Austin Cindric's win at the 2022 Daytona 500. The 2022 Daytona 500 ended with a bang as the 3.5-hour enduro race came to its conclusion, sending dozen cars into history and leaving many viewers scrambling for internet service just so they could watch what happened. The American auto racing event that draws more eyeballs than any other got people screaming at their TVs because of all those crashes happening right before our eyes. There were a number of familiar names that raced for this year's Daytona 500 victory, but it would seem that one racer none had heard before won. Bubba Wallace came up just short again with Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski finishing 9th each while Chase Elliott finished 10th overall. Michael McDowell took 7th place after leading much earlier on during Sunday night's race session. He too has been seen before by more casual viewers who may not know how well prepared these competitors really are. He may be the 2022 Daytona 500 champion, but you probably never heard of him before Sunday night. That's because Austin Cindric was just an average guy who became a celebrity at age 8 when he began racing go-karts competitively. Nowadays people can't get enough know about this motorsports prodigy and what makes him so special. He has won races across North America in every type imaginable, from conventional cars to muscle machines like NASCAR trucks or USAC sprint cars. Even road courses are no exception for victory lane celebrations after successful passes around La Source Lake course near Montreal, the same place where Michael Andretti mastered his skills while. When asked about his favorite part of the day, Cindric said that it was when he got to see his mom. The speedster laughed and told how she'd made brownies for everyone on staff before tucking him in still wearing firesuit after yet another race win. "She's the backbone of my career. She made brownies for my crew, and she tucked me in still in my firesuit after I'd wrecked out for the 3rd race in a row." He's a 23-year-old NASCAR Cup Series Rookie of the Year contender. That is right, he was making his 8th Cup start ever when they engraved his name onto this award, winning it for him alone with just 1 victory in 8 tries. When you hear Harley J. Earl Trophy winner or see number 9 appear on screen next time around, think about what could happen if someone had enough courage to take those first few steps into something new, even though there were people who warned against doing so, saying it won't work. Cindric is a champion in the making. The 2020 season was his breakthrough as he fought off competition from many top drivers to win Xfinity Series Championships both years ago and last fall. In 133 career starts across 2 decades of competing at this level, you'll find 13 wins and 66% finishes among others stuck behind him. One thing about these stats that really stands out: how much better they make us look than our competitors who only have 10 total victories between them. He was never one to back down from a challenge, and that's what made him so successful in racing. He could outrun, for the most part, any grumblings about his silver spoon life because he had drive like no other. His grandfather was a champion of Offenhauser engines, which is where Austin's father Tim got his start in racing. His dad went on to lead Team Penske before him and now drives for one of their teams too. It doesn't stop there either. The Gasoline Alley legend also won the 1986 Indy 500 with Bobby Rahal just 2 weeks after losing cancerous lungs during practice runs only 12 years ago at age 49. "A few months ago I met this guy named Carl who said he knew my family well from back when they did some business together, but wasn't sure if it really connected." But where did Austin Cindric go? It's hard to believe that he is no longer a part of the Indianapolis 500 community, as his father was able to recall some memories from their time together. A young boy who once stood just inches away from victory in front row photos capturing him running around during race weekends with other families all smiles while watching drivers compete for cash prizes makes one wonder what may have been if only there had been an outbreak at Big Red Barns or something else tragic happened before these shots were taken, because now we'll never know how much success this talented driver could have achieved. It had been a tough few years for Tim Cindric. The retiree from Michigan said he always told his son, Sean, but there's never going to be any sort of parachute coming down. He was talking about when the boy race carried him as an amateur and then turned professional with their family business, despite not wanting that life path at 10+ years old. However, until recently things were looking up. They helped get Sean into college, but also left enough funds so he could support himself while pursuing racing opportunities on his own terms, even if it meant being broke sometimes. Roger Penske, 3-time Daytona 500 winner and 18 Indy 500 champion, says that story is true. But he also recalls seeing Aston playing with race cars in his bedroom back home, when pre-teenage group of kids would sometimes earn their first win during the Bandolero series, which was an open-wheel racing series at this time, before becoming more well-known for stock car styles over there too. Roger Walt weren't present for those early successes, but showed up next week to see if any others could follow suit, and sure enough, one more victory followed soon after. "I have known him his whole life and seen him grow up. He's family," said Roger Penske, who also celebrated his 85th birthday on Sunday. "But I think anyone who knows me would realize that putting people in race cars isn't something done out of affection, they have to perform." He continued, "If we didn't put him into one of our vehicles, someone else would have gotten there first. He has been the most influential person in my life outside of my parents, and that's not about racing," Austin Cindric said about his boss, who quickly became someone else. "When talking racing with emotion. It blows my mind every time I get called upon for work, because now it feels worth all those days spent waiting on tables or delivering pizzas, just so you can call yourself one of a kind." When Cindric raced sports cars, he won a truck series race and got the opportunity to compete in Xfinity. "He wasn't great at all. If you had come to me 2018, after I spun out front of entire field at Watkins Glen during qualifying for the Daytona 500, said this driver with expert knowledge on road courses, who also happens to be an accomplished INDIANAPOLIS 500 winner among other achievements. With a 1.000 batting average in that car, Cindric is certainly not getting enough opportunities to show off his skill set. Yes, he's had plenty of those," said Bullins about the racetrack Sunday night after yet another win for his driver, who has always seemed prepared, no matter what came at him next on this chaotic NASCAR season full of upsets and surprises we didn't see coming until it happened right before our eyes. Imagine being so passionate about something that you would do anything for it. Well, Austin Cindric is just such an individual who has been driven by his love of racing, and he's not afraid to show off what car success can come from following your heart in life. A few years ago, when many people didn't know much about motorsports, except for one thing: who buys these cars? Nowadays everyone knows somebody with some connection related through the industry, because they're everywhere nowadays. Formula E, IndyCar series among others. Soon enough we'll probably see 24-hour endurance races on TV. "I'm not an externally motivated person or externally intimidated person," said Cindric, who is not externally motivated or intimidated by his name value to advance professionally due solely on this factor alone. "My head's in the game pretty much 24/7. I don't think about anything else but racing. I don't have much of a social life. I just go the race shop. If there's anything left to prove, I'm not sure what it is." Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.